Good evening, friends. So now we'll not wait for people are not uh, prompt to join in time. So let us start the next part of the case hardening treatment. In yesterday's class, I have started case hardening process. So case hardening consists of hardening the part up to certain depth from the surface. There are two types, type A, type B. Type A surface hardening treatment in which the surface is made hard by changing the phase, induction hardening, flame hardening. Second, type B case hardening consists of change or hardening the surface of the part up to certain depth by changing the chemistry or chemical composition up to certain depth. It is divided again further into four types. First one, carburizing. Second one, nitriding. Third, cyaniding. And fourth one is carbonitriding. So in yesterday's class, we have studied carburizing treatment. What is definition? Carburizing consists of diffusion or heating the part to the higher temperature and diffusion of carbon into the surface of low carbon steel so as to make outer surface hard by formation of high carbon steel. Now what exactly happened? When carbon gets deposited into the surface, it reacts with iron to form the iron carbide, and then in turn surface becomes hard. There are three medias or environments in which this process is carried out. One is packed carburizing. Packed means as coal is packed or components are packed between the coal. It is called as packed carburizing, or it is also solid carburizing. Second, liquid carburizing. Liquid carburizing consists of dipping the components into the salt bath. So your heating environment is salt bath. Salt bath is what? Sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Something, internet is interrupting. 1 minute. Huh? Just 1 minute. Okay. Hello. Am I audible? Please reply. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
See, if this laptop will not start, it will not be recorded. That's why I'm taking pause. Hello. 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 Somebody reply. Abhinay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Audible, na? Okay.
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. There will be it's recording problem. Will continue. So I was explaining carburizing treatment in which carbon get diffused inside the surface. Now, apart from carburizing, there are three more techniques. First is second is cyaniding, and nitriding and carbonatriding. Today we are going to study it. So first, I will make three compartments. You also make it. You write nitriding, then cyaniding, carbonatriding. So nitriding, cyaniding, and carbonatriding. Diffusion of nitrogen. It consists of diffusion of nitrogen into the surface of steel. Carburizing process was carried out for low carbon steel. This is carried out for alloy steels. Alloy steels with usually aluminum, chromium, molybdenum as alloying elements. Percentage of carbon varies from 0.1 to 0.5. And one speciality of nitriding, which thermal and right, the heating temperature 590 degrees Celsius. 590 is less than 727. So nitriding process is also called as subcritical treatment. Now recall the memories. Which are the subcritical treatments? In annealing, stress relief annealing, recrystallization annealing. These are subcritical treatments. Then tempering is subcritical treatment, which is carried out below 727. Similarly, nitriding is also subcritical treatment. Nitriding consists of diffusion of nitrogen in these alloy steels. What happened? When nitrogen goes inside, it forms alloy nitride. So alloy carbides or alloy nitrides, both are harder, and it will make the surface hard. Now, one specialty for nitriding. Nitriding is, suppose there is one complicated part. Suppose this is a part. I want to carry out nitriding only on this surface. Then I don't want to carry out nitriding for here. So here it is coated with tin by electrolysis. So here nitrogen will not go inside. It will not diffuse. Only this surface get diffused with nitrogen. 1, 2, 3 surfaces. Okay. Now, earlier whatever treatments, finishing operations are there, they are carried out. Usually part is hardened by bainite formation and then it is nitrided at end. Nitriding will be the last step. This part is heated in the furnace at 590 degrees Celsius and ammonia gas is passed, NH3. There will be cracking of ammonia gas. Around 60 hours are required. And then this ammonia separates into hydrogen and nitrogen. And then nitrogen get diffused into the steel. And it aluminum nitride, it forms chromium nitride, it forms molybdenum nitride. So I repeat once again, it forms aluminum nitride, it forms chromium nitride, it forms molybdenum nitride. And then layer will be formed. These iron nitride layers are little white in color and it is brittle. So at the end of process, there will be little polishing will be carried out so that that white layer of iron nitride is removed to avoid the cracking. So this is all about nitriding process. So I hope you have written this, write down the reaction, or before that you write the statement. Nitriding consists of diffusion of nitrogen into the surface of alloy steels. So in bracket, following elements: aluminum, chromium, molybdenum. Then make star mark. This is subcritical treatment. This is subcritical treatment. Carried out at 590 degrees Celsius. Next line. The part which is not to be nitrided, part oblique surface. The part oblique surface not to be nitrided is coated with thin layer of tin. Full stop. Next slide. Before nitriding, earlier processes, that is hardening, by bainite formation is completed. Full stop. All machining, grinding also completed. Before nitriding. Full stop. Next slide. Ammonia gas passes in the furnace which decomposes in 48 to 60 hours. In 48 to 60 hours. As given below. As given below. Write the reaction. 2NH3. 2NH3. That gives 2N in square bracket plus 3H2. So this 2En is diffused in the cell. This you write. Next slide. For 0.5 mm case depth, for 0.5 mm case depth, time required is 100 hours. 100. Time required is 100 hours. Next slide. Hardness varies from 900 to 1100 VHN, Vickers hardness number. This is long form. In the last chapter, you will understand this. 900 to 1100 VHN. VHN is Vickers hardness number. Next line. Due to high nitrogen potential, thin layer of iron nitride is formed. Thin layer of iron nitride is formed, which is brittle and to be removed. Which is brittle and to be removed. This is all about nitriding. So carburizing, diffusion of carbon only. Nitriding, diffusion of nitrogen only. These two last techniques, cyaniding and carbonatriding, consist of diffusion of both carbon as well as nitrogen. I repeat once again, carburizing, diffusion of carbon, nitriding, diffusion of nitrogen, and cyaniding and carbonatriding, diffusion of both carbon and nitrogen. So you can write cyaniding. Third treatment, cyaniding. I am writing in this column because earlier exam question paper if you check, so the chances of asking the differences are more. So differentiate clearly between nitride and cyaniding. Differentiate clearly between liquid carburizing and cyaniding, because you will understand now media is same. Write down. It consists of diffusion of both nitrogen and carbon, diffusion of both carbon and nitrogen into surface of steel, in liquid heating environment. Liquid heating environment means in salt bath furnace. So try to understand. Okay. Same liquid heating environment is in salt bath furnace, was in liquid carburizing. So here also same. Potassium cyanide, sodium cyanide, salt baths are there, and your salts are melting at higher temperature and they are boiling, and you are putting your components there. Now question is that cyaniding also uses same bath, liquid carburizing also uses same bath. Liquid carburizing consists of diffusion of only carbon, whereas cyaniding consists of diffusion of carbon and nitrogen both. So how it is possible? Yes, it possible with some energizers. In liquid carburizing, which was energizer? Just turn the pages back and check. Liquid carburizing, which was energizer? It was barium chloride. Okay, and then it made or reacts accordingly to separate carbon only. Nitrogen is not separated. Here in this case, nitrogen is also separated. We have written definition now. Next line, it is used for 0.3 to 0.4% carbon steel. Means medium carbon steel. So recall memories. Carburizing is carried out for low carbon steel. Nitriding is carried out for alloy steels. Cyaniding is carried out for medium carbon steel. These are the points of differences you have to remember. So 0.3 to 0.4% carbon steel. Then next line. The process is carried out at 950 degrees Celsius in salt bath furnace, which is having sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide salts. Now, in case of liquid carburizing, same sodium cyanide, potassium cyanide bath was there, either of one. There was barium chloride to energize the reaction, and here you are going to pass the air. Air means oxygen is there. So air is passed and oxygen from that air reacts with sodium cyanide and continues with separation of carbon and nitrogen both. So some quantity of, so this salt is boiling, your samples are hanged to the thread and they are dipped into the salt bath, and through some wall the air is passed. So there will be reaction of that molten, that boiling salt with the air or oxygen rich air, and which will cause separation of carbon monoxide. See here. So before that you write down proportionate amount of air is passed in the salt bath for oxidation. The reaction takes place is as given below. Twice NaCN plus O2 that gives twice NaCNO. Twice NaCN, sodium cyanide plus oxygen. Oxygen came from air. Oxidation of the salt takes place to give twice NaCNO. Now this twice NaCNO is further oxidized plus O2 that gives Na2CO3 plus CO plus 2N. Write down this reaction. Twice NaCNO that gives Na2CO3 plus CO plus twice N. And this twice N is diffused into steam. Now, this is only diffusion of nitrogen. Where is carbon? Yes, one important element, carbon monoxide. Twice CO, that gives CO2 plus C. Diffused in steam. So both carbon and nitrogen get diffused into steam. So this is cyaniding process. Now, which element diffuse more and which element less? It depends upon heating temperature. Our heating temperature is 950. So if it may be little less, so it is 900. The diffusion of carbon will be less in that case. So higher the heating temperature, diffusion of carbon will be more. Right, that statement. Once this reaction is over, you write down. I repeat this reaction, 2NaCNO plus O2 that gives Na2CO3 plus CO plus 2N diffused in the steel. Then this CO, it becomes whatever one element is formed, but by combining two elements, 2CO that gives CO2 plus C diffused in the steel. Next line, higher the temperature, comma, more will be diffusion of carbon as compared to nitrogen. Full stop. Cyaniding is usually not carried out. Cyaniding is usually not carried out for the components which are subjected to shock. It also produces controlled case depth in around 90 minutes. 90. Okay, I repeat once again. Carbonizing, diffusion of carbon. Nitriding, diffusion of nitrogen. Cyaniding, diffusion of carbon and nitrogen both. Similarly, carbonitriding also diffusion of carbon and nitrogen both. So try to understand. Cyaniding is also carried out in cyanide bath. Liquid carbonizing is also carried out in cyanide bath. Energizer in that case was barium chloride, diffuses carbon only. Energizer in this case is oxidation. Air is passed, oxidation takes place. Here diffusion of carbon as well as nitrogen both. Now carbon nitrogen both diffused in cyaniding as well as carbonitriding. Then what is the difference between these two? The basic difference between cyaniding and carbonitriding is heating or environment. Heating environment. Here this is liquid bath furnace, and here this is just box furnace in which or electrical heated furnace, and environment is gaseous. I repeat once again, cyaniding environment of heating is liquid. Here it is electrically heated furnace and environment is gaseous. It's just like box and having your components kept there, and you are passing number of gases. Which gases are responsible for diffusion of carbon and nitrogen? Similarly, gas carbonizing, we were diffusing hydrocarbons, methane, propane. Here we are going to diffuse ammonia, then methane and natural gas. Which are natural gases? Carbon monoxide, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, carbon. So all these are the natural gases: carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen. Then ammonia is also diffused, methane is also diffused. Passed. Because of the passing of these gases, around 80% of natural gases, then around 15% of ammonia and 5% of methane. I repeat once again, around 80% of natural gases, 5% of ammonia, 15, and 5% of methane. These are passed in the furnace at around 870 degrees Celsius. 870 degrees Celsius. Except nitriding, all are having heated above 727. So this is the interview question. In nitriding only, there is no formation of austenite and phase change. In other cases, there is formation of austenite and phase change. Remember, so pack carbonizing, liquid carbonizing, gas carbonizing, cyaniding, carbonitriding, everywhere heating temperature is above 850, you have checked. So once you heat, austenite is produced, and you are going to quench it afterwards. Austenite is converted into the perlite or any other martensite, depends upon your quenching. But in nitriding, as heating temperature itself is 590 degrees Celsius, there is no formation of austenite. Okay, so here carbonitriding carried out in gaseous atmosphere at around 850 to 870 degrees Celsius. So cracking of the gases takes place, and carbon and nitrogen both get diffused to form the thickness of or case depth of around 0.05 to 0.075, and nitrogen is more responsible for hardness in this case. This is having close controlled over the case depth, because you can control the amount of gas by changing the knob of the nozzle. Okay, so in this case, the diffusion of carbon and nitrogen both takes place. This is called as carbonitriding treatment. It is costlier process. Okay, right on. This process is carried out in gaseous atmosphere. It is carried out for low carbon steel, low alloy steel. This process is carried out in gaseous atmosphere. It is carried out for low carbon steel, low alloy steel for improvement of the wear resistance. Full stop. A gas mixture is passed in the furnace at around 870 degrees Celsius. A gas mixture is passed in the furnace at around 870 degrees Celsius. Full stop. These gases includes %80 natural gases in bracket CO, CO2, N2, H2, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. Bracket complete. 15% ammonia. And 5% methane, CH4. Full stop. Diffusion of both carbon and nitrogen takes place. Diffusion of both carbon and nitrogen takes place. Now, how it takes place? So, carbon monoxide that gives carbon dioxide plus carbon. Ammonia that gives 2N plus 3S2. Similar reaction takes place there also, which are given here. Okay. Nitrogen is more responsible for hardenability. Full stop. This process gives more wear resistance than other processes, but it is time consuming process. So short note may be asked for 3 marks, difference may be also asked for 3 marks. You have to remember and write accordingly. So friends, chapter number 4 is over. Unfortunately, your friends are not understanding the importance of this subject. As long as you are in mechanical field, 1 minute. As long as you are in mechanical field, you must require knowledge of metallurgy. Mechanical engineers are handicapped without knowledge of material. How important the chapter number 4, heat treatments of steels, we have covered. Little review I will take, just recall. If anybody have missed, you are free anytime to me, ask me the doubts. Now notes regarding this chapter number 4, I will upload by today. or maybe by tomorrow morning. You're supposed to complete assignment number 2. First assignment was on chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Second assignment is on chapter number 3 and chapter number 4. Right? 10 to 14 questions. Elaborative, you write the assignment. So whatever notes I am uploading, there itself questions are given at the start of chapter. Now, in this chapter, we have started with formation of austenite. Austenite is parent phase. Austenite is converted into perlite, bainite, or martensite. So if you cool very fast, austenite will convert into martensite. If you cool medium rate, austenite will convert into bainite. And if you cool slow, austenite will convert into perlite. You are having perlite in the structure and you want to form martensite. You can't form perlite to martensite directly. You have to go to austenite and then you have to come to the martensite. Always remember, to form perlite, bainite, or martensite, always you have to go to formation of austenite. So how it is formed, that I have explained. Then we have started with TTT diagram, time temperature transformation diagram for eutectoid steel. So question asked, it was asked many times in the old question papers, draw the net sketch of TTT diagram. For 3 marks, it was asked. Show all the phases and with a hardness values. Sometimes in different way, the question is asked. Draw the TTT diagram for eutectoid steel and superimpose following heat treatments on it. So how to show heat treatments on TTT diagram? This also I have explained. I am repeating it. See here, very slow cooling is annealing. A I am writing. A for annealing. Formation of this proeutectide alpha is more and it will give annealing. Normalizing is little faster, air cooling. Annealing consists of heating the samples to the predetermined temperature, soaking them for sufficient time, and cooling in furnace or in insulating material. That is annealing. Normalizing is air cooling. So it will be little faster and it is normalizing. Both are forming perlite. This is coarse perlite and this is fine perlite. Remember, finer the perlite, better the mechanical properties. So how to decide fine and coarse? See these fingers. This gap is alpha. Fingers are Fe3C. If this gap is more, this is coarse perlite. And if this gap is less, this is fine perlite. And why? Normalized steel are having better mechanical properties than annealed steel, that I have explained, because it creates disturbance for motion of dislocation. Finer perlite. Now, hardening will be either in this way, not touching the nose of TTT, or if you touch, that is also hardening, but it is called as critical cooling rate. Higher the rate, more than critical cooling rate, all will produce martensite. Lesser the rate, critical cooling rate, it will form perlite and martensite. So if you want to form martensite, cooling rate must be higher than critical cooling rate. Now, there are few more treatments. Isothermal annealing, directly taken down straight away and this is called as isothermal annealing. At constant temperature, perlite is produced here itself. It is just cooling now. Second, I explained patenting. So here, fine perlite and upper bainite. Mixture of fine perlite and upper bainite. Just below nose, not far below, just below nose. This is patenting. And third one is os tempering. This is bainite. It is far below nose. It is producing bainite. So three horizontal lines, separate phases produced. First, isothermal annealing, perlite. Patenting, fine perlite plus bainite. Os tempering, only bainite. So these are the techniques. So annealing, normalizing, hardening, and tempering. These four are basic heat treatment processes. Tempering is always followed after hardening. What is use of tempering? Tempering is carried out for 2 to 3 purposes. For relieving the stresses of hardening, for conversion of retained austenite into any other phase. These are the purposes of tempering. Then what will happen? It will cause increasing toughness. So toughness is improved in tempering. Tempering is not special treatment. It is followed only after hardening process. Tempering of 3 types or 3 stages: low temperature tempering, medium temperature tempering, and high temperature tempering. Then sub-zero treatment I have explained to you. Some of the steels MF temperature is far below 0. That's why it is required to cool below 0 degrees Celsius to convert austenite into martensite 100%. If you do it during tempering, then it may lose the dimensions, because when retained austenite is converted into another phase, changing the dimension takes place. That's why bearing cases, gauges, then measuring instruments, which are finally manufactured with final dimension, and then you are doing hardening. At that time, you don't want to take the risk of change in dimensions. Hence, sub-zero treatment is given to that components. Then after regular hardening process, we have studied surface hardening and case hardening. Before that, we have studied hardenability, ability to become hard. So, Jomini and Cohen's test and Grossman test to find out the case depth. So, case depth is nothing but, what is case depth? This is the interview question. Define the case depth. Simple answer, case depth is nothing but depth of hardness from surface to center. Very simple. Case depth is nothing but depth of hardness from surface to center. So how it is measured? That is, we have studied in hardenability. Definition is, it is depth and distribution of hardness throughout the cross section. Then surface hardening and case hardening. Type A, by changing the phase, means by formation of martensite. Flame hardening, induction hardening. And second, type B, thermochemical. Thermochemical means heating and by changing the chemistry of surface. So these thermochemical case hardening treatments are 4 types: carburizing, nitriding, cyaniding, and carbonitriding. This is very important chapter, friends. As long as you are in the field, if you join any of the company, core company, you will see the people are working on this carbonitriding, cyaniding, hardening, tempering, and your knowledge should be sound in that case. So this is the end of chapter number 4. Now 2 chapters are remaining. Last chapter is very small, powder metallurgy. Before that, the testing of material is there. And from next class, we are going to start with chapter number 5. So 1 week I am giving to you for submission of that assignment number 2 on the previous link. I will upload the notes and the questions by today or maximum by tomorrow morning. Okay. In case of doubts, you can WhatsApp me separately. You have my number. You can separately chat with me on the WhatsApp or you can call me also. I will solve your doubts. Okay. Thank you very much. We will stop here.